Hi, today we are looking at section 6.2 and 6.3. We look at exploring graphs of systems of linear inequalities. We'll be doing the same type of work as yesterday, except for we'll be graphing two or more inequalities and finding where the regions overlap each other. So for example, graph a solution to x plus y is greater than 2 and y is less than x plus 3. So the very first thing I would do is change this into slope-intercept form. To do that, I'll move the x to the other side. So that gives me y is greater than negative x plus 2. So we have this 2 as our y-intercept. We have a slope of -1, so that's down 1 over 1. And essentially, we do not have equal to, so we know that our graph is going to have a dashed line. Now we'll do a test point, so I'd probably test 0, 0. So I've got 0 is greater than negative 0 plus 2. So I've got 0 is greater than 2. That does not make sense. So where my test point here was will not get shaded. The opposite side of the line will be. So the shaded area represents what parts or what coordinates satisfy this original equation here. Now what we'll do is graph this second equation. Our y is less than x plus 3. So we have a y-intercept of 3. We have a slope of positive 1. And once again, we don't have our equal to. So it's going to be a dashed line. Now we'll do a test point. I can do the same test point as before, test 0, 0. So we've got 0 is less than x plus 3. So we've got 0 is less than 3. So that does make sense. So 0 was here. So it's on this side of this line. So we'll shade in this side. Now, essentially, this area here, that is our overlapping area, is our solution for our two equations. Because essentially every value or coordinate that's in here satisfies both equations. Okay, so next one. We've got this one, which is y is equal or less than x plus 1. So we've got y-intercept of 1, slope of positive 1. Now we have the equal to, so that means it's going to be a solid line. We'll then do our test point. So I've got 0 is equal or less than 0 plus 1. So 0 is equal or less than 1. So that does make sense. So my test point was here. It worked out. So I'll shade this side of our graph. Okay, so next we will do next equation, which is this one here. So we have a y-intercept at -3, a slope of +2, it also had to be equal to, so it's going to be a solid line. If we graph it out, it will look something like that. We'll do our test point. So test 0, 0. So we've got 0 is equal or less than 2 times 0 minus 3. So 0 is equal or less than -3. Now that does not make sense. 0 is not less than -3. So our test point here, 0, 0 is not part of our solution. So we'll shade the opposite side. So we'll shade this side here. Now that makes our overlapping region, this region here, is our solution. Okay, so we'll do one more example. This one, we're graphing x is equal or greater than 0. So if we have x is equal or greater than 0, that's just a horizontal line at x equals 0. If we're equal or greater than it, that's everything on this side of it. Next, we've got y is equal or greater than 0. That's just going to be a horizontal line where y equals 0. So right along our x-axis, we're greater than it, so that'd be everything above it. So far we see if our solution is going to lie in this area here, but we still have to do our last equation. So we're going to take this 2x plus y is equal or less than 6. Rearrange that in the slope-intercept form. So that's y is equal or less than -2x plus 6. So we have a y-intercept of 6 and a slope of -2. And it's going to be a solid line because we have an equal to there. So I'll draw in this line. I'll do a test point at 0, 0. So that gives me 0 is equal or less than -2 times 0 plus 6. So I've got 0 is equal or less than 6. That's correct. So I shade in this side of the line. And then because we had 3 inequalities, our answer solution is going to be in the area where all 3 inequalities overlap each other. So a place where they all overlap each other is right here. So essentially this area right here, any point in this area would be our solution.